We turn back now to the release of those 3 Americans spending their first full day on U.S. soil. One of them, Paul Whelan, home after spending more than 2,000 days in Russian custody. And I want to bring in Michigan Democratic Congresswoman Haley Stevens. She is the co-chair of the Congressional Hostage Task Force, spent years pushing for Whelan to be freed. She also led the passage of a House resolution calling for Paul Whelan's release in each of the last 3 Congresses. Congresswoman, I appreciate your being here with us. Our congratulations to you, as it is to those families, for having their loved ones home. Can you just walk us through what this moment, these last 24 hours, have been like for you?
Well, I was tuned into your very station at midnight last night watching that plane land, and it was the light in the sky, in the very dark sky, just descending down, and we were waiting for the plane door to open. We didn't know who was going to come out first. And there was Paul giving his salute. Just such an honorable, dedicated, patient, stable human being. He's had a remarkable career. He is one of Michigan's finest and has such a unique perspective as well. And just to see him give that salute and walk down the stairs, greet the president, that smile on his face, and then to see his beautiful, incredible sister, Elizabeth, just a few feet behind, and then their embrace, it felt like a dream. It really felt like a moment that we couldn't believe until we saw. And we saw it last night. And Paul has changed the world. His family has changed the world. We've passed legislation to create that hostage and wrongful detention flag that Paul held up yesterday in San Antonio. Right. We've passed resources to support the families. We've created Hostage and Wrongful Detention Day, March 9th, and we're going to keep going here. He is really a remarkable human.
Congresswoman, I want to ask you a bit. First, have you had a chance to speak to Paul or his family yet?
No, well, I'm certainly in touch with the family, but I'm giving Paul his space, and he said he wanted that steak dinner, so steaks abound for Paul. But look, your viewers need to know this is someone, longest detained individual in Russia, over 2,000 days. He has lost so much. He's lost his home, his poor dog Flora. That was such a hard day in all of this. His dog was always waiting for him and just didn't make it to get reunited with him, his job. And so, we're going to take our cues from Paul, though. Now he's a free man. He's back on U.S. soil. So
let me ask you about that. All the things he's lost, his job, his home, his dog, as you noted there. What responsibility, if any, should the U.S. government have to help him recover those things he's lost?
That's a great question. And that's the next phase of work that we are embarking on with our task force and with partners in the U.S. Senate, like Chris Coons and Gary Peters. We do have, with the defense authorization that was passed last year, support a medical that we're hoping that he can access. But Paul's going to have an ally in me. And I'm going to help him today, tomorrow, and the tomorrow after that, just as I would any Michigander and any constituent. There's certainly a lot of awareness out there, but we need to hear from him. And my line remains open and eager, and I'm just so very proud of him. He's a remarkable individual.
Were we rewatching some of those moments that you saw here live on MSNBC last night? President Biden there sharing a handshake and part of an embrace with Paul Whelan when he landed back on American soil at Joint Base Andrews. Here's part of what Whelan said last evening. Listen.
What was it like to hug your sister?
Oh, it was very nice. Yeah, I hadn't seen her in a couple years. So, yeah, it's nice to reconnect with family like that. She's done a lot. My brothers, too, my parents. Sometimes some harsh words with the government, having to keep them accountable for taking care of us. But in the end, here I am.
Just to reiterate that thought, how big of a role did Paul Whelan's family play in making this reunion happen?
Well, that was certainly part of the motivation that we had to act legislatively, because we saw how tireless they were. Each family member served a different role. It's important to note that his parents are older. They're in Manchester, Michigan. They're leading a quiet life. Paul was, one of their big caretakers. But Elizabeth was really the face of this. Her brother and Paul's brother, David, was working more behind the scenes, wasn't able to be in such a public facing role. Elizabeth went to the UN. I mean, she stared down Russia. And you heard President Biden, who's really such a hero in all of this as well, such an incredible leader, the Biden-Harris administration. And we know Vice President Harris played a key role as well.
Yeah.
But President Biden was joking yesterday, Elizabeth, we're ready to have you move into the Oval Office because you were here so much.
I was there in that room for that moment in the state dining room. It was so powerful. Just a quick last thought from you, which is I'm going to speak to Anne Fogel, the sister of Mark Fogel, who is still being held in Russia right now. Your message to her and the families of those still being held in Russia and elsewhere.
Yeah, look, our line remains open, and certainly for the Fogel family and their ties to their member of Congress and with our task force that's here to support, as well as some of the bureaucracy that's going on. I know that they haven't received the full wrongful detention case, but Mr. Fogel has lived a remarkable life in and of himself, educating in Russia, and we want him to have justice and a fair and due process, which they are not pursuing in Russia.
Haley Stevens, Democratic Congresswoman from the state of Michigan. Congresswoman, we really appreciate your making time to speak to us. Thank you so much.